I'm here today pretty much because the contract that's being imposed by the government, an imposition of a contract isn't a valid way of engaging a workforce, of getting their views on something and of actually making a contract that's fair and safe. But the main reason I'm here is because actually, imposition aside, the contract that they've proposed isn't safe for patients.
Because it's going to be spreading the same number of doctors more thinly. It's going to be diluting safeguards that currently prevent doctors being worked unsafe, dangerously long hours. And also, something that's come out recently, by the government's own admission in their quality analysis, this contract discriminates disproportionately against women.
Because women are more likely to work less than full time, more likely to be single parents. There is indirect discrimination against women, and they said that that's okay because it's for the greater good. And I think that's awful.
It's just really disappointing to see that this government have imposed a contract that 98% of the profession have voted to strike over, saying it's unsafe. Not only the medical profession, but the Royal Colleges, the Welsh Government and the Scottish Government have all condemned this approach. It's really just a shame that this government won't listen to us and our genuine concerns surrounding patient safety.
I think the biggest change that's happened with this contract is that I would struggle to recommend being a doctor to my children. And I find that incredibly sad, because I just think the stresses and strains of the job will become intolerable, and I don't want that for my kids. Doctors have an incredibly high suicide rate, and emergency department doctors actually seem to die very young compared with people in other professions and other bits of the medical profession, because of the stresses and strains of the job, and just people won't be able to carry on. And then what happens? You need your emergency department doctors.
I don't know whether it's Jeremy Hunt, I don't know whether it's you, but all I must say is I cannot condone you striking.
Basically, people will leave. We are seeing gaps in the rotas growing, recruitment and retention is being damaged. These people that we've invested to train are leaving the profession. Only 40% junior doctors have applied for special training, so we are losing our talent. We have a brain drain. People are going to Australia, New Zealand, Canada, America. We apologise that people's appointments have been delayed, but better to be delayed by a short amount of time than having a privatised system where you have to pay to have your endometriosis treated. Not everyone can afford that.
So what you're saying is he's lying?
Yes, because...
So bring him to the television and tell him he's lying.
He's not agreed to do a single interview with a junior doctor. He doesn't have the spine to do an interview with a single junior doctor because we would dismantle his lies and empty rhetoric like that in 2 minutes. The research internationally, during strikes, mortality goes down, because we focus on emergency cover. So it's a safer place to be in hospital when we have prepared for the strike, because we provide emergency cover just like on the weekend. But can I just say, it just makes me really upset that you've got this sign saying treat patients when we've dedicated our lives to doing this. We are here because
I'll be here all weekend.
You will, and I think,
and so will.
May I say to you, I appreciate that immensely. I do appreciate it very much.
See, I actually think that we have quite a lot of common. We all care passionately about patients, and we just disagree about
At the moment, the NHS is on its knees. There's no two ways about it. It's been underfunded for years. The government will tell you that they're ring-fence the spending, making efficiency savings, but efficiency savings, it's £22 billion effectively cuts. We are barely holding together a 7-day emergency service. There are gaps in rotas everywhere. There's a massive shortage of doctors. There aren't enough nurses. There aren't enough diagnostics and everything at the weekend, in the evenings, at the night shifts, for us to do our jobs if we were to extend it to elective as well.
At the end of the day, doctors for the very first time are being asked to choose between their patients and their families. But doctors are just normal people. And the difficulty is that when you push normal people this hard, they do one of two things. They either make mistakes or they just give up.
They've fired their nuclear option, as Jeremy Hunt called it, which was the imposition of the contract. Our nuclear option would be mass resignation. Because unlike, someone who doesn't need any training to do their job, you need 5 years lead time to get new doctors. If we all resign, they're done. But no one wants it to get to that point. No one wants to do that, to force the hand. No one wants to be in that position where actually what happens is you have no doctors left in August. But that's our nuclear option. That's where I don't want to end up.